Warning: Superpower review is intended for a mature viewing audience. This video may show images that are not suitable for kids under 13 years old. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on, everybody? It's Kevin Vidini here for a Superpower review, and on today's video we're going to be taking a look at Absolute Swamp Thing Volume 2 by Alan Moore, Stephen Bissette, and John Tuttleben. Stick around. Alright guys, before we crack open this book, I want to remind you guys to please smash that like button if you like today's content, comment some feedback in the comment section down below, and lastly, subscribe to the channel for future videos and to potentially win a free slab. So I'm very excited that this came out. It's been a year. I wish it didn't take a year for these books to come out, but we're going to open this thing up. We're going to take a very close look at it, and we're also going to compare it to the last volume that came out last year. There you go. Get the plastic out of the way. We don't need this out here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so here's volume 2. Will you stand by yourself? Yeah, you will. Okay. Here's volume 2, and here is the infamous volume 1 right next to it. All right, so as you can see, there's not too much of a difference. Both books have a slip case. If you guys haven't checked out my previous reviews on volume number 1, I will leave links to those videos in this video's description down below. You know, I did the first review, and I had to come back because, as you all know, this book had tremendous binding issues. I think maybe a good like 80% of the people who bought that book complained of binding issues. Now the good thing is if you haven't bought volume 1 yet, they did reissue or reprint it with better binding, and so they also made the better binding with volume 2 as well. The way to tell the difference between the first printing and the reissue printing is if you take a look at the front of the cover, you can see that this one has the DC Vertigo logo on it. So that is the first printing. That's the one with the bad binding. Some people did get lucky. Some people did get, some good binding on theirs, or they got lucky while reading it that theirs didn't fall apart. So if you want to get the reissued printing, you want to take a look at the front of cover yet again, and you want to look for the DC Black Label logo on this cover right here. So if you see this logo on this book here, then you know that is the reissued printing. I like the cover on this one, and here is the side of the book. So depending on how you display your books, you can have the slipcase showing, or you can have the actual binding of the book showing like so. And here's the back cover art. I initially thought when DC announced that they had the artwork for volume 2 and they showed this artwork, I really was kind of disappointed that I thought this was going to be the whole slipcase cover. I'm glad it's the back cover art, but I am also happy that they went with this for the front cover. So now let's take a look at the book. Let's take it out of the slipcase. And I don't know how I heard this rumor, but someone said in the community that the second book was not felt. Let me get the first volume out too so you can see the difference. So I'm very, very happy that they went with the whole felt look, the felt feeling. It really goes well with this book series, with this character, because it feels like moss. It feels like swampy material. So I'm really happy that they brought that back, and that makes me really happy. And I really like the new art too for the second volume. Looks pretty cool. All right. So now that you know that it's pretty much, it looks the same. It's the same design as volume 1. They're not changing anything but the binding. And I'm glad that they did change the binding, because that was the serious number 1 problem. So take volume 1 out of the way. Slide that over. So again, front cover, and on the back you're not getting much either. It's just blank felt with a bit of a DC Black Label logo right there. So let's open up the book now. So I'll take it right in the middle, open it up. Actually, let me show this off, because I really like that these Absolute editions have these ribbon bookmarkers. I think that's really awesome, so you don't lose your place. So we got that. Very cool. Now, this book has issues Saga of the Swamp Thing 35 through 38, and then it also collects Swamp Thing issues 39 and 50, along with volume 1. A lot of people hated the retouch of color, or the new colored version. And I wasn't really a huge fan of it as well. I mean, I could take it or leave it, to be honest. So in this case, okay, even the covers are recolored. In this case, it doesn't really look bad. You can't really tell, okay, that the colors have touched up, unless you take an actual older comic book and put it up next to each other. Some of the panels, I feel like it does it justice. It does look good, and like I said, you won't hardly notice. But there are also some panels, like maybe this panel right here, where it does look a little bit odd. It's too colorful, it's too shiny, and there's sometimes where when you're reading Swamp Thing, you don't want too much color because it's supposed to be a dark, mysterious book, sci-fi and such. But again, if you look at these panels, it looks pretty nice. So this volume also collects Swamp Thing issue number 37. This is probably one of the most important issues for this volume because this is the first appearance of John Constantine, and John Constantine is a character that a lot of DC fans really love, and that's pretty cool. So again, stories done by Alan Moore, artwork by John Tuttleben and Stephen Bissett, and it's just classic. I mean, when I first bought my volume 1, this was after reading the Bernie Wrightson and Len Wein run. Again, I've said it so many times, but in case if you're new here to the channel, Swamp Thing is one of the best things I have ever read in comic books. And when people say that Alan Moore's Swamp Thing is probably the best thing about comic books, I will 100% agree to this. It's just absolutely amazing. If you are a person who needs to shy away from the superhero stuff like Spider-Man and whatnot, and if you want something different, like creepy, sci-fi, mystery, American Goth, I highly recommend Swamp Thing. This book came out late October. There will be another volume coming out, so that will be next year. It will be volume 3, and that will be the last volume to complete the entire Alan Moore series. So in this whole entire volume, you are getting 464 pages. You're getting a lot, and you're not only getting all of these comic books, but in the back you're getting some extras as well. So we're getting Alan Moore's script for the comic books. You're getting early pencils by the artist, and there's also some notes too going through it, some notes going back and forth through the editors, like I would like this changed, and I would like some of this changed. And there's also like a letter in here from the Comic Code Authority because Swamp Thing or DC was trying to get away from it. Here's some original inks too. They were trying to get away from the Comic Code Authority, and they had to change a couple of things. So again, you're getting Saga of the Swamp Thing 35 through 38, Swamp Thing through 39 and 50, and you're getting 464 pages out of the whole entire book. So again, if you guys have not read Swamp Thing, I highly recommend it. Let's just say that you haven't bought volume 1 yet. Again, make sure that you get the reissued series because you definitely want the book to last a while. You want to read it more than once before the book starts falling apart. So again, make sure you look for that. So again, one more time, if it has the DC Vertigo logo, that means it's the first printing. If it has the Black Label logo on the same cover, then it's the reissued series. So highly recommend it. If you are going to be buying either of these books, it goes for about $100 a piece. I'm not sure how much volume 1 is going for right now, but if you have a really good friendship with your local comic book shop, maybe they'll give you a discount. I know mine did, and I really appreciate it. So guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Again, leave some feedback in the comment section down below. If you thought this video was helpful, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for future videos. When Volume 3 definitely comes out, I will be coming back on here to be showing it off on the channel. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.